Hey there, if you're listening at this recording, it is Tuesday, August 25th, 2026. So now let's continue on talking about you better not go to sleep. Because, like I said to you in business before, you have to wake up mighty early in the morning, as the saying goes, to fool someone. So you better not go to sleep. So sometimes you can't be complacent in life, just like you can't be complacent in business. Well, let's go on and finish elaborating and talking about this because I think that this is something that you should pay attention to. Because if you're not focused on your business and, and focus on getting things done, then you're gonna have some issues. So let's talk about it. Now, I've come up with an acronym, AWAKE. Awake is audit, you watch, you adapt, you keep, and you expand. All of these things, I'm going to break them down and I'm going to tell you what each letter stands for. We may not go over all of them today because I want to have a very serious conversation with you about this. You better not go to sleep because in your business, if you are looking to get funding in the future, in which I would advise you to prepare yourself because all businesses could use a little grant, maybe a little contract, maybe a loan here and there down the road if you don't need it. Once you start, yes, you better keep yourself in position to do the things that you have to do so where you won't have to get ready, you'll be ready and you will always stay woke. You awake. You won't be sleep on no ends of your business. So that's the mindset we're gonna keep that in mind. You better not go to sleep. Okay. So we're gonna talk about that. You better not go to sleep in your business. So with that being said, the first thing in the first letter, we're going to talk about an audit in a few minutes. But before we talk about that, I want you to know, some things that what looks like business sleep. What it looks like. And if you, when I say sleep is when you sleep, you don't even know you're in the world. You're not conscious, you don't know what's going on. You just, hey, you're just resting. You're just so comfortable till it almost feels so natural, right? Well, you can't think that way in business. Now, some of the business sleep thing, this is how some of the business sleep looks. It looks like this. Are you ready? Sales are coming in, but you stop watching your numbers. You get so comfortable. Oh man, I got a sale. Oh, ooh. So you're just going to keep on keeping that momentum, thinking that you're getting somewhere, but you're not focusing on anything else but making that money, making that money. You cannot do that. You can't fall asleep. There's an area where you fell asleep. If you do this, you will asleep. Customers are buying, but you stop improving the experience. You can't do that either. Because one thing about the human psyche, the human being, in another thing in business, before I go any further, yes, you got to study psychology. You have to understand psychology if you don't study it. And sometimes when you're in your downtime, please read up on or look at a YouTube video of the psychology of buying, the psychology of selling, the psychology of people, those kind of things. Listen to that. Customers are buying. So you stop improving the experience because one thing I said, like I'm saying to you, you will get, your customers will get a little comfortable. They're going to get a little, maybe fatigued. They're going to get used to your service. And then the next shiny object come along, there they go, flop, flopping there, or going there. So this is why you have to, you can't stop improving the experience. It's just like you have to nurture your customer, just like you have to nurture a relationship. You can't get complacent on anything because people get bored. They get, unless you got this good person or with high integrity and decent, I mean, exceptional character. And I've probably been through life and I've been through things and, in a relationship, what I'm saying, that then then that's different. They'll pretty much stay there. But anyway, same. Let's translate that into your business. And if you have this is gonna not gonna be everybody, but if you have a customer that's been with you for a while, you really, really can't. You don't have to go all out your way, but you can't go to sleep. So this, what I'm saying is stop improving the experience is going to sleep. But you will have some of those dedicated and devoted customers that you won't have to do all of this for. But for the mass majority, yes, you will. Like I have clients that I still they love me and I love them, and I'm still doing their hair probably 20 years. After 20 years, they won't leave me. They can't go anywhere because I've always given them that good experience. I've improved it along the way. I've improved it over the years, and now they stuck like Chuck. They love me and I love them. Oh, yes. So, anyway, next thing is your marketing works. So, you stop learning new marketing strategies. There's going to all As you see, there's going to always be new ways to get someone into your business, to get and to acquire a customer. There's going to always be new ways. Please don't go to sleep. Now, you've been successful for years. So you assumed what worked yesterday is going to work today, just like I said about the marketing. No, things evolve, people evolve, trends, things happen, trends come along. There's a new wave of just new everything, new 10 years things can change. Just like I can just look back when I first started out with developing my business through social media, growing my business through social media, because I've been doing business consulting and writing business plans for customers for over 20 years. In 2015, that's when I really saw there was a shift, and there was a shift for me to get on. Had I been asleep, I would have thought the old way of doing business is still going to work today. Ask blockbusters, ask places like Border Bookstore, ask places that have closed down. What it was, Kmart at one time, now Walmart. So look and study those CEOs, or study and look and see what was the quote that the CEOs said back then, or the companies, as a large, what did they say back then that kept them stuck and they did not work? They went to sleep and they did not work on things that they should have worked on to grow their business. They went to sleep, and they're no longer around for their business. Okay. Next thing, what business sleep look like? It is you have employees, but you're not documenting the systems. Now, each employee that you have to help your business grow, if you are, at this capacity, or if you will be in the future, you're thinking about hiring employees, please remember this. Don't forget this. Don't forget this part, okay? Please make sure you keep this in the forefront of your mind. Please do this. If you have employees, you don't have a system. Each employee should have some SOPs, standard of operating procedures. Even with my AI agents that I have, even my agents, guys, my agents, I I have a standard operating procedure for each one of them. And the reason why I say that about your employees, because they work together. Your employees work, they should work in a systematic way. And if you don't do this, you're falling asleep on your business. So don't do that. The next thing is you have a recognizable brand, but you haven't protected your intellectual property. I hear this more often than I would like to. When I talk to them, or clients, customers, whatever you want to call them, we talk sometimes, and I tell them, look, some things hold your brakes, or some things protect this, some things protect that in a way that you don't need it to be known. And it's, oh, I'm not worrying about that. You know what God has for me, it is for me. God said use wisdom too at the same time. And even in business, the Bible is the best business knowledge you can get. Because when I read that word, I see it all in there. And so, intellectual property, I'm telling you, don't fall asleep. These people that have said this to me, they fell asleep on their business going to the next level and being protected in a way that they just don't understand that if you have a brand that you feel like needed protected, you got to protect it. Just like I have some curriculums and some processes that I am going to some intellectual property that I have to protect because it's going to be like a curriculum, and it's going to be, I'm going to have to protect it if I want to be able to put it out there with the companies that I'm going to work with. I have to protect that, so if they try to use it legally, I can fight them in court and win. Okay, so that's another thing. You have to do these things in decency and in order. And you have to do these things the legal right way, so where you can be compensated if somebody violates all of that hard work you've done. So you can't fall asleep on your business in no capacity, no kind of way. Yes, I'm passionate about this because it's and it's the gift that God has given me. Okay? I love him. Love him for the gifts, you guys. Love God for the gift that he's given you. Please. I thank him every day and I thank him every night. And sometimes I thank him during the day. Oh my God. Oh, whew. God and I love him. Ooh, we got a thing going on. You hear me? Anyway, next, business sleep. What business sleep looks like. You have revenue, but you haven't built any assets. Now, you can take this money in your business and go shopping, go buy your Birkin bags, go buy your name brand, go buy your sports cars, do whatever, but you don't build and you thinking it's always going to be a nice sunshiny day, and you don't save, you don't put any money in assets for the next day. Assets is, it can be your email list, it can be books, it can be audio, it can be curriculums, it can be any kind of intellectual property. Assets can be any, that can be real estate, anything. So you have to think about this. You have to think about all of this. All of this. Don't fall asleep. I'm telling you, this is not the season, not the time. This is not the climate. This is not the time of in this world to be without doing great things, okay? Because you have the ability. It's too much information out here for all of us to be able to take what we need to do if we want to do something else. It's too much. But you have to start from somewhere, okay? So I'm telling you, just don't fall asleep. All right. You're busy every day, but you don't know whether your company is doing good, is getting stronger, or it's just right there at the mediocre point. You don't know because you haven't really took the time to know, where am I going with this? You're just doing something. You're just sleepwalking. That's what you're doing. Do not go to sleep. Don't lay down and go to sleep, and don't sleepwalk either. So I just say this to you. All of these things that I just mentioned, they are very detrimental and they are important in your business to pay attention to. Because you know why? Because if you want to be ready for your opportunity, your next opportunity, because really, listen, if you're in business and if you out here, hey, raise your hand if you're doing it. Yes, I commend you, because you know what's going to happen? You're going to be setting yourself up for the next step, and you're going to be climbing that hill, you're going to be climbing that mountain, and it's going to get so easy, and you're going to get on up there, and as you're going along the way, you're going to pull somebody up with you, and then God going to say, thank you for that. Oh, I'm going to reward you because you're doing this and you're doing that, and you're helping others, and you're doing this and you're doing that, and I got so much more for you because you took what I've given you, that gift that I've given you, and you've done something with it. Ooh, that is so. Powerful. Okay. Alrighty. And sometimes the most dangerous thing in business isn't when you're struggling. It's when everything appears like it's going okay and you just go to sleep. You going to sleep. You better stop going to sleep. You can't go to sleep. I'm telling you. So, like I say every day, wake up with a goal and a plan. Wake up with it. Do it. You got to do it. You got to make it happen. And that's the part that is so important. So, awake, we're going to continue this in the next video because I want these not to be too long for you, but we're going to talk about the audit in the next video. We're going to talk about audit. So, we're going to talk about audit, watch, adapting, keep, and expanding. Because all these things mean something for you in business. When we're talking about that audit, you got to know you got to really know what's happening. Then you got to know about what changes in the business, your numbers, your customers, and things that we're going to get into all of that. We're going to get into how you can stay abreast. See, these are the boring conversations of business that we need to have. And these are the things that when I work with my clients, we talk about all this stuff. We get down to the nitty-gritty. And the adaption part, the adapt, that word. You got to change before you are forced to change. Like a lot of things going on now in the world. A lot of folk, like everybody's laying off and all of this, a lot of people are in panic mode. They had to adapt before they was ready to. And like I said, when I was telling you don't fall asleep on some things, next word, keep. You got to protect what you were working so hard to build, your intellectual property and all that good stuff. Okay, those things I told you not to fall asleep on. Yeah, we're gonna get some deep dive in them too, and then expand. You got to turn that your today's success into tomorrow's assets. We talked about assets. Remember, I told you don't fall asleep on your assets. We're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. We're gonna talk about those too. Okay. And yes, I will be giving you some more live streaming. I think tomorrow my videographer and I are going to do our videos. So he's been working on his part time. He's in school. He's working. So his schedule's busy. So I'm just keeping myself going and giving you guys content until we do our other live videos and do some things. So I just want to try this. So I didn't want to get on camera today. But these are some things that we are going to get down and talk. We're going to have some serious conversations. And I hope that you guys are taking this in, writing this down. And this is a framework that if you work it, it'll work for you. And I think that it'll have you more conscious and you won't fall asleep because you can't fall asleep, but you won't fall asleep because these things, it's going to kind of like, I think it's going to kind of give you some things that, agitate your way of thinking and getting you to look at business in a different light. Audit, watch, adapt, keep, and expand. We're going to go over those things. And so to see you in the next video, and we're going to expand and we're going to talk about them more. And I thank you for being here. And remember, if you stay to the end, thank you so much. Okay. Please let me know. You can DM me if you don't want to comment below. A lot of you DM me and tell me things that you enjoy the content. I appreciate you. That's what keep me going. And I really, really thank you for even listening and being here. And just remember, you are created for greatness. You have greatness within you. Don't let anybody tell you that you're not able, capable, and design and purposefully here to do what you do because you're one of a kind. Can't nobody be you but you. And once you know that and move into your calling and move in the way that God created you to be, I think the world will be a better place. And it's already a better place because you were here. You were born here. We only have a limited time here. So let's make every day and every moment count. Okay? Get those calendars out or however you track your time and make sure that we have some productive days, productive evenings, nights, mornings, and productive conversations. So, anyway, till next time, I'm Biz Strategist Sandy, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay? Bye bye. Talk to y'all later, and I really enjoyed sharing this content with you. Bye bye.